Good evening, everyone. I am V. I am the Call Queen. I am the creator of the Callie Queens regimen. Welcome to my live stream. Welcome all of you on my other social media platforms. For this room, I have some great tips for you. I have 19 hair growth tips that work if you work them. So, those of you that are looking to grow your hair, those of you that need help with maintaining moisture hair, you need help with hydration, these tips are going to help you with growth and it's going to help you with moisture. It's going to help you grow the hair that you desire and then also keep the hair that you grow and then also grow hair that is healthy and that styles well and looks vibrant and luxurious. Okay, because there's no point in growing your hair if it doesn't also look good. So get out your pen and piece of paper. I have 19 tips for you. 19 tips. As I said, I am VMAC. I am the Call Queen, creator of the Callie Queens regimen. You can find the Callie Queens regimen at CallieQueensRock.com. It is a natural hair growth blog with hundreds and hundreds of articles there that will help you grow your hair and maintain the hair you grow and also help you with most of your hair care needs as long as it's natural and holistic. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started so we can get through these tips here. All righty, so we can get through these tips. So those of you that are listening that will be watching this from the StreamYard, on the screen you will see a hair growth checklist. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to go over is the hair growth checklist. What is the hair growth checklist? Well, it's a checklist of things that you need to first look at when you want to grow your hair. As you ask yourself why your hair is not retaining length or why it appears that your hair is growing slow, you want to examine these areas, these key areas on, that I have listed on the checklist. And I'm going to go over them very briefly. Okay, the number one thing on the hair growth checklist, okay, the number one thing is, are you cleansing your hair at least once a week? Okay, so you want to be able to check off every item on the checklist. Those of you that are watching this maybe through YouTube and you're able to see the screen, you will see the hair growth checklist on your screen. Okay, you want to screenshot that because you want to make sure that you can check off everything on the hair growth checklist. Okay, because if you're doing these things, then that's going to get you closer to gaining longer length, not just growing your hair, but also retaining the length that you grow and in a healthy way. Okay, those of you that cannot see the screen, you want to go to CallieQueensRock.com, and in the search bar you want to key in hair growth checklist, and you can get this checklist there. You can also take notes as you listen to me. Okay, so let's go over what's on this checklist. Once again, look at your screen here and you will see what I'm repeating here. So the first thing on the checklist you need to ask yourself so you can check off, okay, you want a red check by each of these items. Okay, the first thing on it is cleansing your hair at least once a week. Okay, whenever someone tells me, V, my hair grows slow, V, my hair is not growing, V, my hair is chronically dry, I always ask, how often do you wash your hair? And what do you wash your hair with? Those two questions are very important. Those two questions are the beginning. Those are the two questions that anyone should be asking you that's saying that they can help you improve, your hair growth. Everything begins with the cleansing process. If you were having issues with your skin, if you were having some odd breakouts, you would say to yourself, oh, maybe I'm not washing my face well enough. I'm washing it, but maybe I'm not getting it clean. Maybe I'm leaving some residue on my face that's clogging up my pores, that's causing me to now have a breakout. So you would examine your cleansing regimen. Okay, you would make sure that you're cleansing well. Okay, so you might cleanse a little longer. Okay, And you would examine what you're cleansing it with. Is something that I'm using breaking me out? Is my cleanser not working effectively enough? So now that's the skin, that's the skin on your face. Now, what's on your face is also on your scalp. So why don't you go first to your cleansing regimen when it comes to your hair? People don't want to do that because they're lazy about washing their hair. And I do understand why, okay? But if you follow the Coley Queen's regimen, you are not going to be having, you're not going to have to spend 3, 4, and 5 hours on your hair washing regimen. Your hair is going to detangle easier because your tangles are going to be greatly reduced by 50, 80%. Okay. You will be able to detangle your hair in no time because the Coley Queen's regimen gets your hair to a healthy hydration, and hydrated hair does not tangle and knot up as much. Chronic tangles and single strand knots is a good indication that your hair is dehydrated. It's not properly being hydrated on a consistent enough basis, and that's creating an imbalanced hair cuticle that's likely raised up. So therefore, it's catching on to the other hair and it's causing the chronic tangles and the single strand knots. And some call them fairy knots, okay? But they're knots on a single strand of hair. That's exactly what they are. So that's what I call them, single strand knots, all right? So there's a result of when you have chronic tangles, and that's what you don't want to have. So the first thing you need to check off on this list is to get your hair in order of washing it on a weekly basis at the least. That's the least, okay? You can do more, but that's the least. So if you are one and you say, well, I only wash my hair once a month, then you want to start doing it once a week, not once every other week, not once every 2 weeks, but you want to do it once a week at the least, okay? That's your first check. Okay, so check that. Now, are you deep conditioning each time you wash your hair? If you're not, you should be, because you seem to be having issues. So if you're having issues with slow growth, that means you're not retaining the length. If you're having issues with dry hair, popping off and breaking, then you are one that wants to deep condition every time you wash your hair. Now, when your hair gets to a healthy state where it's not breaking so easily, and you've got a nice momentum of washing and conditioning your hair per week, you can skip deep conditioning, but you would still do a conditioning rinse. You would still do the quick conditioning where, such as you apply the conditioner, you leave it on for 3 to 4 to 5 minutes, and then you rinse it back off, versus deep conditioning when you apply it, cover it with the plastic bag, and sit under some type of heat source. That's the deep conditioning. You don't always have to deep condition once you get your hair to a healthy state. Okay, but until then, you want to be deep conditioning each and every time you wash your hair. Okay, so that's your second thing you want to check off. Okay, so keep looking at the screen because this is the hair growth checklist, okay? And you will see it says for beginners because these are the basics. These are the basics of what you need to do in order to start your hair growing better and retaining length. All right. Now, number 3 on the checklist is stop using combs and brushes. Yes, that's correctly. Put down the brush, put down the comb. Okay? Put down the brush, put down the comb, right? Just put it down. Put it down. The brush is not your friend. I don't care if it's the Tangle Teaser. I don't care if it's the brush that moves. I don't care what type of brush it is. Put it all down. All the brushes, put those down. All hair brushes, put them down. Okay. And put down the combs. Wide tooth comb, put it down. Okay. Put it down, down, down. All right. Now, there's one type of comb you can use, but if you're going for long lengths and if you have fine hair, then I really strongly urge you to try to put down the comb and the brushes. But if you're saying, well, I'm just not, I can't do my hair without a comb, then what I want you to do is up a seamless comb and invest in a seamless comb, either a seamless comb or a wooden comb. Okay. Now, Out of the two, I prefer a wooden comb because the wooden comb is also seamless and it is natural because the wooden combs are made of sandalwood or sandalwood. Okay, so I really love the fact of using something natural that's not plastic on my natural hair. Okay, natural on natural, nature against nature, nature nourishing nature. Okay, so look for a wooden comb. Okay, you can find them on Amazon. You cannot walk into most stores and buy a wooden comb or a seamless comb. You will usually have to order them. Okay, now they do cost twice as much as a regular comb, sometimes three times as much, but this is a good investment. One of the best investments that you will make for your natural hair, okay, or for whatever, even if your hair is relaxed. Okay, use it on your children's hair. Using a seamless comb on your children's hair or a wooden comb and not using that brush, your daughter is going to have hair flowing down her back by the time she starts school. Okay, if you have a toddler right now and you put down that brush and you put down that comb, and you grab a seamless wooden comb, you're going to be pulling less hair out of that comb because combs, even if they have a wide tube, it doesn't matter. They have seams in them. If it doesn't say seamless or wooden, then it's got seams in it. And the seams on the tooth of the comb, it's a little line. Doesn't seem like it's doing much of anything, but it is roughing up your cuticle. Okay. It is pulling more hair out than what should be coming out. It's causing breakage in a nutshell. Okay. Yes, our hair sheds every day and hair is going to come out, but all of that hair you're pulling out of the comb is not shed hair. Some of it is breaking. And many times you can even feel it. You can feel it. You can feel the snap, the crackle, the pop, and the pull. Okay, that's breakage. And that's what you want to eliminate or at least get down to a minimum of breakage. All right. So now the next thing on the checklist, look at the screen now. The next thing on the checklist goes with what I just told you. Detangle using your fingers only. So you put down the brushes, you put down the comb. Now, what can you use? Fingers only. If you just do fingers only and don't do anything else for 30 days, you're going to come back and thank me because you're going to be like, wow, my hair is flourishing. And I'm going to be like, wow, it was always flourishing, but you were popping it back off by raking that comb and that brush through it. Okay. But now, since you're more gentle with it and you're only using your fingers, you're not popping off your growth. Okay. So detangle using your fingers only. The next tip, the next thing you want to check off on this hair growth checklist for beginners is to stop flat ironing your hair, stop heat straightening your hair, and stop blow drying your hair. So if you're doing either of those three things, you want to stop it. Stop it, stop it. The blow dryer is the enemy of your hair. Okay, why are you stretching out your curls? Why can't you just manage your own hair as it is? Okay, you went natural to embrace your curls, so why are you stretching it out with artificial heat? You can easily stretch your hair out by braiding it in large sections and letting it dry or letting it dry 75% of the way. That will also stretch your hair. You can also put your hair in, magnetic rollers and stretch your hair that way. That will stretch out your hair and you can sit under a hooded dryer. So I know you're saying, but isn't that heat? Well, a hooded dryer, if you check the wattage, is a fraction of what your blow dryer is putting out. Okay. It's not harsh, direct heat. Okay. So you can sit under a hooded dryer, but you want to get rid of that blow dryer. You want to get rid of that straightening comb, any type of heat straightening, and you want to stop the flat ironing. Okay. Now, the next thing on your checklist is start massaging your scalp for 10 minutes every day or every other day. Now, my list up here, it says every other day, but I'm like, if you want to get to it, then you want to do it every day or at the very least every other day. So massage your scalp for 10 minutes every other day. You're going to see a pow of hair growth. Okay, a surge of hair growth. Okay, that stimulation. Okay, getting that blood flowing better to your hair roots is just a win, win, win. Okay, your next tip on the hair growth checklist is applying a stimulating oil blend before the massage. So you want to apply some type of oil that has stimulating oils in it. So, what are stimulating oils? They are your rosemary, they are your pure peppermint, tea tree, ginger, eucalyptus. Those are some of the top ones that I would recommend. Stimulating oils. What you do is you get yourself a carrier oil, such as if you like extra virgin olive oil, if you like coconut oil, or avocado oil, or castor oil, or jojoba oil, you can get you one of those and use like 1 to 2 tablespoons of, say you prefer extra virgin olive oil. So you get 1 to 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. And to that, you add 3 to 5 drops of the essential oil. So a nice blend that I love because I love rosemary, and we'll talk about rosemary a little bit later in the room. But I will do 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, cold pressed olive oil, okay? And then to that, I will add 4 drops of rosemary essential oil. And that creates a powerful stimulating oil blend that's simple. And I will take that and massage it onto my scalp for 10 minutes. And then I will smooth it through the length of my hair. And I do that every other day, and it keeps my hair growing nice and healthy and vibrant. So that's the next thing on your checklist. Apply a stimulating oil blend. Maybe you already have one that you like and you can use that one. Okay. You can also find lots of recipes at CoyleQueensRock.com. And I will be back to also share with you some of my DIYs. All of my DIYs work magnificently, okay? And I create them with the easy in mind. So I usually will put together a blend, and it will usually be the 2 ingredients or 3 ingredients. I love the power of three. So normally it's three, but I try to keep it simple so it's cost effective for you, but highly powerful. Okay, it doesn't take a whole bunch of different oils in order to stimulate hair growth. Okay, it only takes the right combination of oils. All right, so on to the next tip on the hair growth checklist. Are you checking it off? Are you checking it off? So the next thing you want to check off that you should be doing is taking a hair growth vitamin daily, or maybe you take a multivitamin daily. Okay, if you're taking a multivitamin daily, then add to that, if you are able to, add to that some biotin. Biotin to me is the number one hair growth supplement. It will stimulate better hair growth. It makes my hair grow like crazy. If you've never taken biotin and you're able to take biotin, each person has to always consider their own individual health issues and any medications that they're taking. It is your personal responsibility to look up interactions from supplements and to seek advice from your doctor as you desire to. Okay, these are just recommendations as far as the vitamins, but I've taken biotin for years and it is awesome for hair growth. I take that along with my multivitamin. So you can either choose a hair growth vitamin, or if you already take a multivitamin, then you don't need a hair growth vitamin. You just add to the multivitamin maybe a side of uh biotin. Okay. So now your next thing that you're going to check off is drinking 64 ounces of water a day. Yes, you need that water. Water helps with blood circulation. It helps with your muscles. It helps to, better blood circulation will move the nutrients throughout your body, so it will go to every place that it needs it, including your hair root. And water will help your sebum flow to be better. So sebum is what our body naturally secretes. That grease on your nose, how your nose is shining or your T-zone is shining. That's sebum. That's good stuff. That's your built-in natural conditioner, the best conditioner that you could ever have for your hair and your skin is going to be your own natural sebum. But this is the thing, because of our diet, lack of diet, a lot of processed foods, age, and other medications that we may take for other things, our sebum production in a lot of cases is not where it should be. So our hair is not producing, our skin is not producing the amount of sebum sufficiently enough. Okay, so that's why we help it along by adding extra oils, adding extra lubrication. Okay, so drinking 64 ounces of water a day will help your sebum production to flow better and to be better. So get that in along with the other amazing benefits of drinking water. I just cannot get I would not want to. When I started drinking a gallon of water a day like years ago, it just greatly improved my skin, my overall health, and I can feel it. There are certain days where I may only get in 40 ounces, and I can definitely tell it. And so I immediately make sure I get myself back on track with the 64 ounces, and 64 ounces equals 1 gallon a day. Okay, now we're at the end of the hair growth checklist. We've got one more thing that you need to check off, and you should make sure that you are using a good quality leave-in conditioner that contains all natural ingredients, or as close to natural as you can get. So I always add as close to natural because I do understand everybody's not a DIY type of person. Okay. Everybody's not DIY. So if you don't want to make it yourself, so then that way you can ensure that it's all natural, then I do have a list of recommendation of some that you can go in the store and get, and they are good. They may not be completely natural, but they are close to it, and they're high on my list. Okay, you can get that list at coilyqueensrock.com. I'll also be back with another room or another video, and I will share with you my list of the top 9 leave-in conditioners that you should be using for your hair. But I want to get through all of these 19 tips for you so that you can grab a tip or two and start growing the hair that you desire. Okay, so now we finished the checklist. That is the hair growth checklist. So how many was that? That was 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. 10 things on the hair growth checklist that you should be looking at, and you should be checking these off. And this is going to get you on the right track to growing longer hair. Okay, on the right track to growing longer hair, and not just long, but also healthy hair. Okay. Now, let me quickly read to you a few recommendations for leave-in conditioners. Instead of having you wait for another video, here's some quick ones. So, Jane Carter's Curl Cream, Jane Carter's Curl Defining Cream, it functions as a styler and a leave-in conditioner. It is excellent, okay? Um, Comet Biologics Amla Heavy Cream. Look it up. Comet Biologics. You can find it at Target and probably most beauty supply stores. The same way with the Jane Carter Curl Cream. Okay, Comet Biologics Amla Heavy Cream. Look that up. It is excellent. The Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. It is an oldie, but it's still a goodie. It still delivers. And then the last one on the list I'm going to recommend to you is the Camille Rose Curly Age. You can find it at CVS, you can find it at Target, and at most beauty supply stores. Camille Rose Curly Aid. Okay. All of those are black on, well, with the exception of Shea Moisture. They used to be black on, but it no longer is. But yeah, it still stays on my list. I do my due diligence to really, really try to only recommend black on products for our black hair, because I feel like they really, really put us first when they go into their laboratories to start creating, to create products for our curly hair. So why shouldn't we reward those that's putting us first and not just looking at us as an afterthought? Okay, so how are we doing YouTube, and how are we doing my other streaming platforms? Okay, so now we are going to move on to 19 tips. I got a few more tips for us. Let me find my screen here. Give me just a minute. I'm going to remove that. Okay, go to present. Okay, I can't get to my screen here. Let me see here. Present video. Nope. Sorry about the delay. Okay, stop my screen. That's what I need to do. Share screen. Okay. All righty. So I'm going to swing around to my Instagram. Follow me on Instagram under Coley Queens Rock. Okay. Because this is a post that I shared about 24 weeks ago. And I'm going to quickly go over this list. Y'all are actually getting a treat because I'm going to go over the whole list, but this is 19 additional tips. Okay. I already gave you 10. So I only owe you 9 more. Instead, I'm going to give you 19 more. So that way you got 29 tips. So if some of them are repeated, then please forgive me in advance. Okay. Once again, you see the name across the top. I am V. I am the Core Queen. You want to follow CorleyQueensRock.com. Go to the website, follow the website. All right. And then also follow me on Instagram as CorleyQueensRock.com. And also on Threads. Are you threading? I am. I'm trying to at least, but also follow me on Threads. I am VMAC on YouTube if you also want to follow me there. All right. So now here we go. Are you ready? I hope that you are. Your first tip are now these are going to be quick tips, and I'm not going to go into a lot of detail. However, you can ask your questions below in the comment section, and as I see them, I will reply to you. Okay, so here we go. 19 quick tips. Okay, some of these might be repeated from the earlier list, so forgive me in advance because I have two lists that I'm reading from. All right, so now this tip is for those that need to upgrade their deep conditioner, that feel like their deep conditioner is not giving them the moisture, not giving them the conditioning that they need, but they paid $16.99 for it and they just don't know what to do. Can't take it back, and it's a flop. Well, you can upgrade that deep conditioner or any deep conditioner, whether you pay $7 for it or $20 for it. This is what you do. Add 2 tablespoons of honey to the portion of deep conditioner you want to use. That honey is going to upgrade any deep conditioner. Honey is a humectant. It is excellent for the health of the hair. You want to add that into your regimen. So you're going to scoop out the amount of deep conditioner you plan to use, and to that you're going to add 2 tablespoons of honey, and then go ahead and deep condition as you normally would, and you're going to see that your hair is going to be softer. It's going to hold in moisture longer. Your hair will be more luxurious. So that's your first tip. Add honey to your deep conditioner. Your next tip is to use rosemary essential oil for hair growth. Remember earlier I gave you a nice blend, a hair stimulating blend, a hair growth stimulating blend that is extra virgin olive oil plus rosemary essential oil. So rosemary essential oil is number one. It will even beat out pure peppermint oil for increasing hair growth. Even though pure peppermint oil gets the most shine for growth, right? I know you hear more about peppermint oil, the PPO, but I'm telling you, rosemary is the way to go. If you just want to stimulate growth, it is up there, okay? Scientific information, okay? Emu oil. Are you going through some minor hair loss issues? Maybe you feel like it's because you've gotten older. Emu oil is scientifically proven to reawaken dormant hair follicles. Like all of the other oil, unlike all of the other oils, rather, such as rosemary oil, pure peppermint oil, extra virgin olive oil, coconut oil. Our oils come from plants and herbs, okay? Plants, nuts, and herbs. Plants, nuts, and herbs is where our oils come from, okay? But emu oil is the only one that's coming from the animal. So emu oil is it comes from the emu bird that is native to Australia. Shout out to Australia. Okay. So in Australia, they eat this bird the same way as we in the States, eat chicken. It is a bird. Okay. I think it's related to the ostrich family. Okay. So, but don't quote me on that one. But emu oil, I've used it for years, and it is fantabulous for reawakening dormant hair follicles or increasing hair growth. And it's highly moisturizing. Remember, this is not the same type of oil as one of the vegetable oils from herbs and stuff. This oil is from an animal. Okay. So check it out, do your own research. Emu oil. It's not cheap. It's not overly expensive, but it's not cheap. So if you decide to invest in it, you want to use it and don't just leave it sitting there. Don't use it for a week and say, oh, nothing happened. And so you put it down and forget to use it. You always want to give things at least 3 months in order to see increase. Okay, so now your next tip is protein treatments. Are you keeping up on your regular protein treatments? If you are not, you should. So what does a protein treatment do? Protein treatments will reinforce your hair strands and keep them from breaking so easily. Okay, keep them from breaking so easily. So that's your tip. Use protein on a regular basis, consistent basis. Okay. Now, how consistent you use it will depend on the type of product or protein product that you use. Each one has their own set of instructions and how frequent you can use it. Now, your next tip is when you're looking for a protein treatment, you want to look for ones that contain hydrolyzed keratin protein in it. Okay. So you want it to have hydrolyzed keratin protein. That's the strongest one. Okay. Because you want it to reinforce and fortify your individual strands so that they don't break so easily. Your next tip is tea rinses. Tea rinses are good for adding strength to the hair. Look up the teas that are right for your hair issue. Okay. Your next tip on this list is to never, ever, 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 ever detangle your hair while it's soaking wet. You're going to snap, crack, and pop it off. Okay, so never detangle your hair while it's soaking wet, and then never detangle it while it's dry. Okay, you want it to be damp, but you don't want it to be soaking wet, and you don't want it to be absolutely dry. So you want it to be damp, and you detangle it that way. Have you heard about the greenhouse effect? Okay. Have you heard about the greenhouse method? If you haven't, you want to look it up because it infuses moisture into the hair and it also makes the hair grow. So it is like a win-win. So it's going to infuse moisture into the strands so that your hair doesn't pop off. And then it's also going to stimulate growth from the hair root. So it's stimulating the growth from the inside, and then it's helping you not pop your hair off. So it's a win, win, win. Okay. Your next tip is one that I already shared with you, and that's washing your hair no less than once per week. Okay. No less than once per week. You don't want to do that. Okay. Are you over 35 years old? If you're over 35 years old, it's a good chance that DHT is an issue for you. So DHT is a hormone, okay, that we all have, right? But for some people, for some women, it will cause the hair to thin. Okay, there's an excess amount of DHT. Okay, so what you would want is a DHT blocker. So there are natural DHT blockers that you can get, such as green tea. It's a DHT blocker. Extra virgin olive oil. It's a DHT blocker. So when you're using a DHT blocker, it helps to keep it from accumulating on the scalp, and so therefore it doesn't cause hair loss. You want to check into DHT blockers. Okay. If you have bad tangles, if right now you're dealing with bad tangles, then don't wash your hair loose. You want to put your hair into 5 to 7 large twists. Okay, loose enough at the root where you can, go under the twist and cleanse your scalp. But when you wash your hair, you don't want to wash it loose until your hair gets in a healthier place. So when your hair is healthy, you don't have bad tangles. If you're having bad tangles, then that means that your hair cuticle is not healthy. Okay, so until you get to a healthier place in your hair, you want to wash your hair in large twists. Okay, so that's going to keep you from having so much breakage. So also those of you that have chronic tangles, you want to replace your shampoo with a clay wash. Have you heard of bentonite clay? Have you heard of Rasul clay? Okay, have you heard of the clay washes? Check them out. Okay, there are a lot of different clays, but I recommend bentonite clay and Rasul clay. Also, on my website, CoilyQueensRock.com, okay, you will find some. If you go to the search bar of the website and you key in clay washes, you'll all of my articles on clay will come up. And within the article, I have some DIYs, how you can make your own clay wash. But if you are not a DIY type of lady, then you can also buy a clay wash from the store that's already prepared. I also direct you to the brands of clay washes that I like, that I feel like have good quality ingredients, because just because it's clay and all natural doesn't mean that they haven't added some nasty stuff to it. And those are the ones you don't want to use. Okay, so check it out at CoilyQueensRock.com. We're at the end of our list. I know you got some great tips, something that's going to start you on your way to growing your hair longer and healthy. Okay, so you can, come out of the bondage of hair extensions and wigs. When I say bondage, that means that you have to wear that wig in order for you to feel beautiful, or you have to have extensions. I want you to love your hair, fall in love with your hair. Your hair is beautiful. God gave you that crown. Okay. It can look even better than what it's already looking. Follow my tips and connect with me on CoilyQueensRock.com. I do one-on-one hair growth coaching. I can help get you on the right track so you can stop hoping for hair growth and start getting hair growth. You can stop hoping for your hair to look better and actually get your hair to look much, 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 much better. I am V. I am the Coil Queen. Be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel and also follow me on Instagram and Threads. It's been a great, great day, great, great evening. So we are going to end out this stream in 3, 2, and 1. God bless you all.